everybody, it's been 2 weeks, so it's time for another Taiji development log. Devlog. Anyway, I'm Matthew Van Demeter, and if you don't know, Taiji is the game that I'm making. It is a open-world adventure puzzle-solving game that takes a lot of inspiration from The Witness. So if that type of thing sounds interesting to you, there's a link in the description to find out more. Well, it finally happened. I shipped the Endgame. Can I get a hell yeah?
Hell yes!
All right, I'll take it. Anyway, so this week I shipped the Endgame area out to some testers, and so far I feel like the feedback is vaguely positive, at least. It wasn't a total disaster. I think there's some kind of interface things that maybe I could iron out, and some of the story elements could use a little improvement and tweaking, but at the very least, I have something that I feel like if I have to, I can ship that and it'll be fine. And anything on top of that is always just kind of, icing on the cake. In spite of the celebratory mood that this has put me in, I've spent most of this past week cleaning up all of the things that I have broken horribly with the rest of the game in the interim time between the last time I shipped a build, which was like 3 or 4 months ago, and then this build. So I haven't had that much time to actually address design or bugs with the in-game area because everything else has been horribly broken. But it's okay. You kind of expect that thing to happen when you go so long between builds. So I've been giving myself a little bit of a downtime period where I could work on some other things. So I've been doing like some redos of the starting area art, and I've also been kind of just tweaking things here and there that I wanted to improve, but maybe wouldn't have had time to do otherwise because I can't really make radical changes to the game while I'm needing to make sure that I don't get some kind of bug report. A lot of these bugs were kind of just my fault for not taking the time to actually run through the whole game before I pushed the build out, and admittedly, that's just laziness on my part, but it's also the case that the game's starting to be a little bit bigger and it takes time even for me to run through everything that maybe I don't always want to spend. Actually, today I did a speed run where I tried to go through the whole game and do everything in the game as fast as I could, and that took me about an hour and 28 minutes and 30 seconds. Sorry, I had to look at what I had written down. So actually it turns out that I forgot a couple things, so that's not really 100% of everything, but it's almost everything, so it's close enough. And that's not really indicative of what your first playthrough of the game might be like. I would say that the average playtime for like a first-time player right now is maybe somewhere around 12 hours. Of course, that varies a lot. I've seen people take way longer than that, and I've seen people take a little bit less than that. I think obviously things could change before release. I might cut some puzzles or I might add some more puzzles that are more difficult anyway, but that's just a rough ballpark, about 12 hours I would say, for everything in the game. Some of that is the end game being added in there, which takes around another hour to get through. So anyway, I don't know what my point was there other than just say that it takes some time to run through the game, and so that's kind of why I ended up shipping a build to people that was pretty buggy. But I think the bugs are mostly ironed out now. There's like a couple things in the in-game area that I actually need to fix. And I've been working on some of that today, but I'm taking the break to do this devlog video like I'm supposed to do. So I guess it's not really a break, but anyway. So what is the next step after I have finished this Sisyphean task of finally shipping this end game? I've mentioned it maybe before on here, but there's really only one major area left in the game that doesn't have artwork for it, and that area is the mill. And at the moment, I really don't have anything done for that in terms of like concepts or style guides or anything, other than I did in the end game. There's one of the islands there that references what that area looks like, except it doesn't exist yet. So it is a bit of a prototype for what that area will probably look like. So I can expect the art style will be something similar to that. And other than kind of fixing up these bugs, I think this next week is finally going to be when I start doing the concepting for that area in earnest. I do kind of want to explore some design changes to the area in addition to just doing artwork, because the current version of the area is kind of boring. I wrote a little bit more about this on the written devlog, which there's a link in the description to the website, I think, always. So you can go there and you can click through to the devlog and written devlog, and there's a little thing there that says latest. I actually added that today because I found it was kind of confusing because of the drop down. Anyway, that pretty much does it for this week. Thanks for joining me, and thanks for keeping up with these videos. And if you're not keeping up with these videos, you should subscribe to the channel. If I could learn to speak correctly, you should subscribe to the channel, and of course like the video, because that helps spread it around or something. Or if you didn't like the video, you can dislike the video. It doesn't matter. But please wishlist the game on Steam if you haven't done that, because that's kind of more important than anything else in terms of me trying to determine how many people might play this game. With that, I hope to see you all again in 2 weeks, and let's try to get the mill done as fast as possible. See you around.